What up, people? Joe here, once again. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Excuse the mess. I live like shit. Actually, I really don't, but I've been busy. But today we have something very important to talk about today. Drugs. Drugs. No, I'm not going to share drugs with you, but I'm going to share something very important. Drug PSAs. Yes, we all remember them as a kid. This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Those. In the mid-'80s, there was a drug war. Cocaine, crack, weed. Weed was considered, a joint was like fucking, no. Not like it is today. Where you don't even think about it when you smoke weed anymore. You're just like, meh. Back then, I can only imagine what would have happened to me if somebody in my family caught a joint like in my dresser or whatever. I'd have gotten an ass beating. Anyway, so in the mid-'80s there was this drug war, and the government and a bunch of volunteers and other people came up with these drug PSAs, these commercials, about 30 seconds to a minute long, and some of them really hit home. Like some of them, are just like, holy shit. Some of them are a bit creepy. But they used to play them, on like a Friday night. Like you'd be watching Full House or something and they'd sneak it in there, There's a bunch of favorites. We're going to get into all of them. If you like my channel, please subscribe. If you like the video, hit the like, or the thumbs up button, whatever the fuck it is. I don't even know. This is what we do here. We inform the public. We educate them. So the first video I have came out in 1986. It's called Snake. Ooh. It's a really creepy one, actually, but it's one of my favorites because it's so creepy. So let's take a look.
Hey, little dude, send your mama and daddy out of the room. I gotta get you up on this. You know who I am. Snake. Dealing in weed, coke, crack, your choice. Take one hit and you'll do anything to cop more. Steal from your mama, lie, cheat on your homeboys. But hey, that's the price you pay when you deal with dudes like me. Now, some folks will tell you that I'm dealing in poison. But hey, do I look like the kind of guy that would do that to a kid like you? Yes!
Hold on. Just look at that face for a second. Wouldn't that be enough to creep you out as a kid? They don't have shit like this no more. Everything's fucking, wussy. Let's check the ending out.
Do I look like the kind of guy that would do that to a kid like you? Yes!
I having nightmares about that one for a while. I had horrible nightmares about that one when I was a kid. There was an episode of Growing Pains that was on, I think it was like 87, and they snuck that in there. And you don't think of anything at first, and then you hear cocaine, crack, and coke, and you're like, oh. And then he turns into the snake. It's like, holy shit, how did that happen? And why did it have to be black? What the fuck? It could have been a white guy. What the fuck are you trying to tell us? That all black people use crack? It's not a racist comment. I apologize if I offended anybody. But, come on. Anyway. Not all of them are as creepy as that one. There are a few that really, hit home. Like you watch them and you're like, dang. Like this next one I'm going to play you. Let's cue it up here. This next one came out in 1990. Okay, here we go. Now this one, what the fuck is it? I just had it. Okay, there it is. This one, I saw this one for the first time about a couple months ago. And this one really hits home. And when you see it, you'll know why. Here we go.
son. I figured when you were old enough, I'd talk to you about drugs. I'd tell you they're nothing but poison. Tell you to stay away from the garbage that pushes that junk. Only I never figured that I ought to be telling that to a 13-year-old.
If you don't teach your kids to say no to drugs, it's as good as saying yes.
Damn. Now that one, when that camera pans back and you figure out he's at the cemetery, holy shit. Let's go back a little bit.
If you don't teach your kids to say no to drugs, it's as good as saying yes.
Damn. Damn. Excuse my sinuses. I have allergies. It's that time of the year. Anyway, so that one is another good one. You know, you think he's talking to somebody. He's actually talking to somebody. When that camera moves, holy shit. Anyway, we'll do one more here. Like I said, some of these are viewer discretion advised, by the way. Let's see if I can find. Oh, okay. So this is a good one. I just found this one. Today. This one involves a very well-known actor. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but it involves a very well-known actor whose son killed himself because of drugs. And he started a crusade for 2 years against the men who sold him the drugs. And I'm not quite sure, I don't remember exactly what happened, but I just found this one earlier. It's about 30 seconds long, and I think this is a really good one. This came out at 95, I believe. Yeah, 95, I think so. This is a really good one. Let's cue this up. Come on. Okay.
This is Hugh. This is my son. He started on drugs when he was 16. When his life became confused, unreal, filled with horrifying hallucinations, he ended his life. Get between your kids and drugs any way you can if you want to save the kid's life.
Now, there's nothing like Archie Bunker telling you not to get involved in drugs and not to have your kid get involved in drugs. His son got into drugs, and they were on a show together in the heat of the night. Actually, why am I talking like this? Get the light back on. So that was Carroll O'Connor. Of course, we all know him as the bigot, the lovable Archie Bunker. But his son, Hugh O'Connor, was in a show with him in the heat of the night. Great show. I watch it whenever it's on. And his son was very talented. It was a great show. But his son got into drugs, and as the series progressed, he got worse. And he killed himself. He killed himself because the guys that gave him the drugs, it was bad or something like that. Well, he was trying to... I wipe my nose on camera. He was trying to get away from the drugs, and he just couldn't handle it anymore, and he killed himself. And so Carroll O'Connor, like, for 2 years, went after the guys that sold him the drugs, and I think all ended well as it could. But that's a good one. I'd never seen that before. Anyway, we'll be back with more PSAs. As I said, this is a process. Don't forget to subscribe, like the videos, share them with your friends, and don't use drugs. Peace.